Okay, team, welcome back to another episode of the Thrive Forever Fit Show. I am your host, Jay Nixon, and as always, I'm here to disrupt the way you currently think, inspire you to think differently, and give you the knowledge and the tools to transform that new level of inspiration into the life that you deserve and desire. I'm fired up. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not know where this episode is going to go. I do not know how under control I'm going to be. If you guys listened to my last episode, if you listened to episode 99, you know I'm irritated. You know I talked about the $4.5 trillion fitness and nutrition and quote unquote wellness industry and how I am sick of it, how I think it's bullshit, and how I think it's time we start making a difference and stop the nonsense. I've been a part of this industry since I was in my young 20s, probably even before, if you count all the time I spent sitting on the floor of GNC when my mom was shopping at the mall, reading every magazine, reading every nutrition label. I was literally born to be a part of this industry. And I'm sad to say that I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of the industry as a whole. Trust me, I'm proud of some people in it. I'm proud of some companies in it. There's a bunch of people trying to do the right thing, but there's more people not doing the right thing. And I'm going to give you some examples today, but from back in the day, from when I started my journey. One of my first soirees into the corporate world of fitness and nutrition was working for the largest supplement manufacturer in the country. At the time, we manufactured more whey protein than all the other companies combined in the world. Wrap your mind around that. That's a shitload of whey protein, guys. This is back in the day when supplements didn't cost $1 million. And when I thought that supplements weren't as bad as I now believe they are. Now, before I start this, I'm going to put this caveat in the podcast. I create my own line of supplements. I have 3 supplemental products that I manufacture, that I've created, I manufacture and sell myself under my own brand and my own line. And I am not here to talk about those today. I'm not going to talk about them for one specific reason, is I want you to hear me today. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't want you to do anything except get informed. And I'm simply going to inform you today by telling you a little bit about my journey. When I first started with this giant company, I was enamored with nutrition. I was enamored with fitness. I was enamored with bodybuilders and the fittest people on the planet. And so I wanted to emulate everything that they did, from the supplements they took to the diets they were on. And we'll talk about that on a later podcast. That's a whole other different monster. Today, we're going to talk specifically about supplements. What I didn't know now that I know then is most supplements are full of just chemicals that are actually designed to do you more harm than good. Most of what I tell people today is you'd be better off taking nothing than taking that particular product. I'll give you a perfect example. If you flip around any nutrition label you have in your house right now, I'll even go as far as to say the vitamin C you're taking is probably not the healthiest vitamin C you should be taking, because it's probably got some kind of binder, synthetic filler, or some kind of nonsense that it doesn't need to have in there. That's how crazy the industry has gotten. We've put in so many synthetic ingredients and things that the body doesn't even recognize as being natural, that the body views it as a toxin. So yes, you're getting some vitamin C, but on top of that vitamin C, you're getting a toxic chemical that your body has to do something with. So flip around any label you have. If you have a protein powder in your house, flip it around. I bet it's got 20 to 30 different ingredients in it. My personal protein that I manufacture, take, and make myself has 4 or 5 ingredients, depending upon which flavor you get. Yours has 20 to 30 to 40 ingredients. You can pronounce every one of the ones that are in my product. You cannot pronounce 90% of the ones that are in your product, and it's not your fault. You don't know any better. I didn't know any better. Guys, when I started in the industry, I was taking a tackle box. I'm not shitting you. A tackle box full of supplements. I started in the industry so long ago. Have you guys heard of ephedra or ephedrine? So back in the day, guys, this was the gold standard of sports nutrition supplementation. Companies made millions and millions and millions of dollars just on ephedra alone. In 2004, when the United States government banned ephedra, made it illegal for a sports supplement company to sell, companies went out of business the next day. Companies started trying to black market sell ephedra in the parking lots of gyms, underneath miscellaneous names and labels. There was a company out of Utah, I can't remember if it was called High Tech or High Heck or something. They would recreate companies. They would make ephedra, sell it as long as they could. The FDA would come in and shut them down, fine them, and then they would just create a brand new company and keep doing the same thing because the fines were not enough to deter them from doing it because they were making so much freaking money off of the product. It literally put companies out of business overnight when the FDA came in and said ephedra can't be used. Now, what is ephedra, guys? I made some notes here just so I don't, guys, when I get pissed or I get excited, I go a little bit nutty. So ephedra was actually, it's derived from the ephedra plant, but it's also known as mahuang. So what it is it's an involuntary nervous system stimulant. Think about that for a second. Hey, would you like to take an involuntary nervous system stimulant? Well, shit, yeah, Jay, that sounds amazing, said nobody. But back in the day, this was the gold standard. There was actually products out there that we used to use this thing called the ECA Stack. That's ephedrine, caffeine, and aspirin. You might be asking yourself, why would you take aspirin? Isn't aspirin a pain reliever? Aspirin is definitely a pain reliever. Here's why. You take aspirin as part of this stack because the aspirin prevents the norepinephrine levels from decreasing, which basically in layman's terms means you're able to maintain the stimulation of the caffeine and the ephedra for longer periods of time. Now, why on earth would a supplement company, every supplement company, be putting aspirin that thins your blood, that does all these things, a pain reliever, in a nutritional supplement? But it was commonplace. I took it. I took a shitload of it. I used to live on ephedra. I'm lucky to be alive. Listen to this. Ingesting a combination of caffeine and ephedra has been shown to raise the metabolic heat production of your body. This is where they ran into trouble. It's because guys were using ephedra and then going out and playing sports outside like baseball, football, and all of those things. And it actually proved detrimental because it didn't allow your body to go through the process of thermal regulation, meaning it kept the body's internal temperature so high that your body couldn't cool itself down. And that's where they ran into problems. It wasn't necessarily that the ephedra was making people's hearts blow up, and that was all the media nonsense and whatever, but it decreased your body's ability to thermoregulate. Why should a nutritional supplement do that, guys? That's insanity, right? And then next after that, so they banned ephedra. So here's what nutrition companies do. They have entire labs and scientists that create shit so that you can get these buzzes and stimulation. I'm going to talk about kids in a second, and it's going to warp your mind. If you have kids, you're probably going to shit your pants. So then the next thing to come along, I'm just giving you two scenarios. I could talk about this until I was blue in the face. Two scenarios. The next thing they did is they found DMAA. Now I'm going to butcher this. All DMAA stands for is 1,3-diphthalamine-laminine or something of that nature. It is a very potent stimulant that gained popularity in the sports nutrition world back in I think this was like around the 2005, 2006. The product was originally created, guys, by the pharmaceutical giant Eli Lilly as a nasal decongestant in the 40s. Why on earth would something created by a pharmaceutical company as a nasal decongestant ever be allowed into a nutritional product? Can you fathom that? Can you understand that? It shouldn't be. Why would it be? So now what companies have done, if you go into a nutrition store, 97% of the supplements on the shelves today are stimulant based. So my friends that have kids now, so I don't have kids, but most of the people I went to high school with have kids that are either in high school or moving into college. They know what I do. So they find this shit in the house and they're like, what is this? I get pictures all the time. Jay, this is what my kid's taking. What is this? And 99% of the time I'm like, holy shit, don't let your kid take that. that's nothing but synthetic chemicals designed to basically do exactly what ephedrine was doing back in the day that the FDA banned it. But these companies are so smart, they've now created these synthetics that do the exact same thing. Probably not the exact same thing. Ephedrine was like listen, if you took ephedrine, you loved ephedrine. Ephedrine worked because it jacked up your body. Listen to me, it decreased your ability to thermoregulate. Literally, I was hot all of the time. And I wasn't just taking ephedrine. This is how little I knew back then. And why I'm able to come to you today and give you factual information is because I've been on the other side of the tracks. I've been on the side of the track. I've been behind the scenes of 90% of the nutrition companies in the country. I know what these products are. I know why they make them. I know why they sell them. I know what they do to the body from a scientific and a metabolic and a biological stance. And I can tell you that they're dangerous. Guys, I was taking ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin, jacking like Red Bulls and everything. Back in the day, like we used to have energy drinks. The energy drinks of today are, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're soft. But even though they're soft, they're still horrible for you, but they're soft. The shit we used to have access to would blow your face off. I was literally, my body temperature was literally 5 degrees higher than it is in normal all the time. I messed up the pH of my body so bad. Listen to me. I messed up the pH of my body so bad that I would stain the towels that I took a shower with. The pillow that I slept on at night was stained this yellowy orange color because my pH balance was so screwed up from taking all of these synthetic, nonsensical products. But I didn't know any better. I was reading magazines. I was working for the company. And my thought was, I'm working for these companies. There's no way they'd be trying to kill. And they're not trying to kill people. I'm not saying that. They're trying to make money. But they don't have your best interest in heart. They're not taking care of you as the consumer from the standpoint of the healthy perspective that they're portraying in the marketing. They're just trying to make a buck. Now, are you going to die from taking most of these products? Absolutely not. But over time, what you can do and what many people have done is created a toxic environment inside of their body. Guys, I was working for a nutrition company, eating, chicken and broccoli and rice and like the bodybuilder's diet, taking more supplements than you could shake a stick at, working out like I was a madman. On paper, I should have been the healthiest person on the planet. Biologically, I was not. I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep for years because I was so jacked up on these stimulants. And I didn't even know. I just thought, maybe I'm just not a good sleeper. No, your brain and your body will not shut off, bro. Like you're on a constant high 24/7. I was exhausted, but still kept going somehow. Years of not sleeping because of these things. Once I got off of all this shit, and I got my body to a place in the space of like real health, real wellness, and actually understanding. And here's what it was. They didn't teach us any of this stuff. They just taught us how to sell the products that they were creating, which, I mean, from their perspective, it makes 100% sense. It wasn't until I went out and did the dark research on all the things that I was taking that I realized I'm basically every day taking years off or minutes off of my life by taking these products. Guys, I changed the pH of my body. My sweat was turning towels, pillows, the collars of my shirt that I would work out in was turning them an orangey yellow product. And it wasn't because I'm gross. Like I'm a super clean joker. Shower like no tomorrow. My body was excreting the toxins from my pores. That's a dramatic pause. These products still exist today. These products that my friends send me labels of are synthetic versions, synthetic meaning made in a lab, of products that were created for pharmaceutical companies that they've just changed the molecular compound on just a little bit, that is jacking up their inability to thermoregulate, increasing their internal temperature. Like I'm talking about like pre-workouts and things of that nature. This is exactly what they do. They mess with your body's norepinephrine system, your body's stimulation system, and make caffeine and these other synthetic versions of caffeine in these ephedra alkaloids, make them last longer so that you get a buzz, so you get that tingle, so you get vasodilation, your veins look a little bit. I'm going to tell you this, you don't need any of that. I take the only stimulant I use is 100% black coffee. That's it. I take very few supplements these days, and I am 45 years old and in the best physical, mental, psychological, emotional, body type, whatever you want to call it, shape of my life. And I don't take any of this nonsense anymore. Not before I work out, not during my workout, not after I work out. I don't need vasodilators and vasoconstrictors and pump up the volumes or whatever the hell they're calling them these days. And neither do you. People always ask, God, calm down. You gotta calm down. $4.5 trillion, guys. A bunch of that, I should have looked up the statistics before this podcast. A bunch of that is sports, quote unquote, supplemental nutrition, meaning the products you're buying off the shelves and ingesting on a daily basis to try to get that edge, to try to get to the next level, to try to lose the weight. Guys, everybody that I know has tried a diet pill. Everybody I know has been on an appetite suppressant, a fat burner, whatever you want to call them. They don't work. Pause really quick and think about all the fat burners that you've taken, all the stimulants that you've taken. All they're doing is causing your body problems. They're messing up your actual systematic way that your body processes and metabolizes everything. If you think about this, it has to go, your internal organs are being affected by all of that nonsense. Let's think about fen-phen, for example. Like, that was a craze for a while. Even after people knew, even after they told the American consumer, this could kill you. You'd be like, but could it? I'm willing to take a chance, right? I know a piss load of people that have taken fen-phen and they're still fat. So you didn't even get skinny. You damaged your life, you damaged your heart, you damaged your cardiovascular system, and you're still fat. I'm not trying to be funny or I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to make a point here. You're being lied to. You're being misled. You're being told that a pill, a potion, some kind of shit there was a whole phase and craze where you could rub stuff on your body, rub this on your stomach, and then wrap yourself with this really tight neoprene belt. Well, no shit, you're going to sweat right there. You just put a stimulant, basically a caffeine, on your skin, and then you wrapped it with a piece of rubber. The skinniest person on the planet would sweat and look like they lost a little bit of weight. Guess what's going to happen the first time you drink some water? You're going to gain it back. You're being manipulated. We're being manipulated. And I'm just pissed. I'm just sick of it. There comes a time and a place. Listen, I've been talking about this for the last 10 years quietly. You work with me, I've been telling you this same story for the last 10 years. I'm just sick of doing it quietly. I'm just sick of people being misled, misguided, and not taken care of. It's that simple. Am I saying all supplements are bad? I am not. I have 3 in my own line that I stand by, and I would put children on the supplements that I take. So they're not all bad. Not every company out there is just in it for the dollar. Not every company out there is just in it to give you this euphoric feeling so you keep coming back to the well in hopes of, I get some kids, like these kids will call me. They'll be like, hey, can my son call you? I'm like, shit, yeah, your son can call me. Every one of these kids, you know what they want to do? They want to take something. They want to be on a product. And when I tell them the 2 C's that they need to be on, they're disinterested. You know what those 2 C's are? Committed consistency. That's what we got to start selling people. See, that's the secret. Like I did a podcast, I don't even know, like 20 episodes ago. Consistency is the ultimate hack. But see, supplement companies have convinced you that they can hack the system. They can hack your body metabolically by taking a pill. Guys, I could take the top selling fat burner on the market, and I could grab 10 people right now that I know, and I could give it to them for 30 days, and nothing would happen. Nothing positive or beneficial would happen. And you know what that person would do? They'd go back and get another bottle of it, or they'd chase another one. They'd try a different one. They'd take this, they'd take that. Insanity. And you know what a lot of this was stimulated from? It was stimulated from like a celebrity would be endorsed. They'd be under the table. They'd say, hey, well, you say you use this product. And I'm like, yeah, shit, yeah. For the right amount of money, I'll say I used anything. And then this is what they may even still do this. I don't even know. And they would, well, now it's all the Instagram influencers, right? They get a girl from, I don't even know, from Kansas who is broke as a joke, just happens to be genetically fit, never worked out a day in her life, looks good in a bikini. She'll do the whole over the shoulder wink, wink on her Instagram, and they'll get her to hold some kind of tea or some kind of pill or some kind of lotion that she doesn't even know what the hell it is. And she'll say, I use this to get this skinny. No, you've been that skinny since you were born. You've never been overweight, right? That's the manipulation we're in now. We've just gone to a different level. Now we're using common people. We used to use celebrities and bodybuilders and these extreme athletes and whatever. Now we're using common people because you guys have gotten a little bit wiser and you're like, I don't know. Like you're an actor. Like you've got a personal trainer and you can be a chef and a blah, 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 and plastic surgery. So now we're using common people and we're using them to influence and manipulate you by throwing them some dollars and getting them to say this tea is going to make you super skinny. So the point of this is the manipulation is still at an all-time high. They've just figured out new ways to manipulate us, new ways to get us to believe that the thing they're selling is the thing that's going to take us to the next level. And again, I want to make sure I drive home the purpose that I am not telling you that every nutritional supplement on the market is bad. It is not. I take nutritional supplements. I take nutritional supplements that I do not manufacture myself. We can go into that on another podcast. So there are some that I strongly believe in, scientifically backed, based information that I strongly support and I strongly believe in. But on the flip side, there's 95% of the market that I do not. And it's easy not to endorse it. It's easy not to believe in it because all I have to do is flip around a label. And see, the issue is you're not trained in this. You don't know what you're looking at. Most of us don't even read like food labels. How in the hell are we going to flip around a nutrition label from a supplement and think that know what's real versus what's not real? See, the benefit I have is I can do that. I can flip around a label and in less than 30 seconds tell you, you can't take this, right? You can't do that. This is why. Your body's going to look at this as a toxic reaction. This is going to cause your body not to be able to thermoregulate. Do you want that? This is going to affect your cardiovascular system in a negative way. Do you want that? And you're going to say no to all those things. This is going to jack up your natural hormone levels. Do you want that? No, I don't want that, Jay. But most of you don't have that ability or have someone in your life. This is the whole reason I created the Wellness Lab Launchpad, guys, which is my free Facebook page. If you're not there, please get your ass over there because you can ask anything in there. You can put a supplement picture on there. Jay, what about this? Jay, what about this? Jay, what about this? I'll answer them all day long. The whole point of that group is to give you information that you can't get in the real world because somebody's going to try to manipulate you and sell you into something else. That simple. I don't even sell my own supplements on that page. If somebody asks me, Jay, what should I use for this? And I have it available, I'll say, hey, this is my brand. This is what I recommend. But I don't go on there and solicit you, try to sell you anything. That's not what the page is for. The page is to give you information like I've just given you today in a place, in a space that you won't get anywhere else. You won't get the truth anywhere else. You won't get the understanding of what it's really like anywhere else. And I can tell you this, unfortunately, your personal trainer, your nutritionist probably doesn't have this information either. I was fortunate enough and unfortunate enough because I had to use myself as a guinea pig, didn't even know I was doing it. But I've been there. I've been behind the scenes. I've worked for the biggest nutrition companies on the planet. I know what happens behind the curtain. I've met these guys. I'll tell you one more story before we go. Washington, D.C. I think I was in Washington, D.C. I'm working for the largest nutrition company on the planet. We're going to this big trade show. I mean, we got a booth that'll blow your pants off. I mean, we got, it's air guns and, you name it. We're the show in town. And I just started taking this product from it. Remember, I was in the game. I was taking a tackle box. I had to check a bag to go from, I think I was living in Dallas at the time. I had to check a bag to fly from Dallas to Washington, D.C. that just had my supplements in it. That's how in the game I was. Now, lucky for me, we had a guy on our team. He was he was kind of our head research guy, our head science guy. Like, you could ask Jay anything. Not me. His name was Jay as well. So I remember I start taking this product called Mag 10. I can't remember the name of the company that said it, but it was supposed to be like this synthetic anabolic, like going to make you bigger and strong. Remember, I'm in my young 20s, guys. I'm a dumbass. I am a certified dumbass. Get bigger, stronger, blah, 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 whatever. Every 20-year-old's dumbass dream. I start taking this product. I start getting the most violent headaches in the middle of the night. Blow your mind. I'm talking like migraine level, rip your face off headaches. Do I stop taking it? Nah, because remember, I'm a dumbass in my 20s. We get to DC and we're going out to dinner, and I say, Jay, man, I started taking Mag 10, the liquid version. I said, and I think they pulled it off the shelf. I can't even find anything about it anymore. And I said, why do you think I'm getting these crazy headaches? He said, it's probably because, and as he said, send it to me. I said, I haven't really looked at it. Send me the bottle when you get home. I said, shit, the home, I got it in the room. Took it over to him. He took it back to the lab and whatever. They were basically putting synthetic levels of like mimicking molecules of steroids and things like that, these synthetic things that consumers like me were taking unknowing. And it was such a violent reaction to my body that I got these crazy headaches because it was some kind of synthetic mimicking hormonal precursor to God only knows what. And I'm taking I think you could have bought this if you were below 18. I think a 17, 16-year-old could have bought this shit. I was barely older than that. I was in my young 20s. Like, what are we doing? Right? And this is back before they banned ephedrine, before they banned DMAA, before they started banning products. It was the Wild West, guys. It's still crazy as shit. The companies have just gotten smarter. They've just figured out ways to mimic and mask and recreate these anabolic and these thermogenic molecule precursors that once you ingest them, then inside of your body, they do something completely different than what the labeled ingredient said it was going to do. They've just gotten smarter. And so we're still being manipulated to take products that could potentially harm us and not really give us any benefit. I did not get big and jacked up and swole and get on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, win the Arnold Classic. Didn't do any of that shit. But I was taking products that told me I was going to. Told me I was going to do that. It was all bullshit, but I was naive enough. And I worked in the business. This is what I want to drive home for you guys. I worked in the business and I was still manipulated. It wasn't until I got out of that business and started doing the research on my own to realize that I was being manipulated. I was being lied to by the same industry that I loved, by the same industry that I had basically dedicated my life to. Literally, guys, when I was a child, I lived in a small town called Cisco, Texas, 4,000 people, maybe. That's what the sign said. I call bullshit. I think they just got a discount on a sign. There might've been like 150 people there. Anyway, that's how you feel when you're that young. The closest town to us was Abilene, Texas, that had a mall. It was about 45 minutes away. So if you want to go shopping, you want to do anything, you had to go to Abilene. Abilene Mall, mom shopping. I would literally go inside of General Nutrition Center, GNCs. I worked for GNC, consulted for those guys for a little while as well. I'm telling you, I'm deep in the streets in this industry. I would sit on the floor. I would read magazine article after I'm little, guys. I'm probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. reading magazine articles about supplements and bodybuilders and fitness and this. And I would go around the store and I think they thought I was going to shoplift. I'm like, I just want to read the labels. I'd read labels of every product in there. I remember I used to spend my money when I was a kid on like Mega Mass and like Myoplex and what was the name of the product? Neurogenesis or something. There was something even before Myoplex, before Bill Phillips changed the nutrition world. Cybergenics, that's what it was. So Cybergenics was this product you could order out of the back of a magazine. It was these shake things that were god awful, but they were guaranteed to make you the Adonis that you wanted to be as a young man. I used to waste my money on Cybergenics back in the day. So you're not getting some bullshit, Jay thinks he knows what he's talking about thing. I've been doing this since I was a child, and then moved my way through the industry, working for the biggest names, learning about all the ins and outs. I've worked in the world of pharmaceuticals, and so I understand how pharmaceuticals get moved over into nutritional supplements. I understand the metabolic processes of what happens when you ingest something in your body, the process that it goes through, the effects that it has on the kidney and the livers and the heart and the lungs and the pancreas and all the special guys you got inside of you that we really don't take that good of a care of because we can't see them. I mean, when's the last time you were nice to your pancreas? We're not. We usually treat them like shit. That's why they end up giving out on us. So the bottom line of this podcast, guys, you can understand and you can see how I could go on and on and on and on, but I won't do it because I think I've driven home the message. Get your butt over to the Wellness Lab Launchpad. Let's get all your questions answered. You can even ask me the question, Jay, what about vitamin C? And I'm going to tell you vitamin C is phenomenal. But I'm going to tell you, let's be smart about it. Let's find a vitamin C that doesn't have synthetic binders and fillers and soy and all a bunch of other stuff that it doesn't need to have in it. Jay, what about vitamin D? Same thing. I'm going to tell you vitamin D is phenomenal. But let's find a quality one. And I don't make either one of these. I don't make vitamin C. I don't make vitamin D. Let's find a quality one that's not going to put chemicals and synthetics in your body. Jay, what about omega-3 fish oil fatty acids? Love them. Take them every day. And let's find you a quality one. I don't make them myself. Let's find you a quality one. You see what I'm saying here? There are products that are sensational that will help you increase your longevity. All these products that are going to do the other stuff, guys, make you lean and mean and ripped and bikini ready and biceps are bulging and jacked up and all that. That's all BS. You got to put that to bed. The magic bullet doesn't exist. The magic bullet is you. It's those 2 C's I talked about. It's commitment and consistency. These other things I'm talking about, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin C, vitamin D, some other things out there, phenomenal, sensational to help you with your longevity, to help you live a healthier life. But none of this magic bullet shit's going to work. Wellness Lab Launchpad, go now, ask to be a part of the group. You will not be solicited. Here's what you'll be done. You'll be told the truth. That's it. That's the bottom line. You'll be told the truth. You can ask me anything, anytime, any place, anywhere about fitness, nutrition, workouts, food, Mars, whatever. I don't give a shit. If I don't have the answer, I will find it for you. And you can guarantee that it will be a legitimate answer. It will not be a prefabricated, try to manipulate you into doing something that I want you to do answer that you're going to get everywhere else. So, love you. I hope you can tell. The only reason I do this, guys, the reason I do this show is really, I believe this. I believe there has to be a disruption. It's over. It's done. We cannot continue down this road. $4.5 trillion. We've never been more unhealthy. We've never been more overweight. We've never been more out of shape. And we've never been more misinformed. Think about that. $4.5 trillion industry, and you've never been more misinformed. You've never known less about your own health than you do now. That should scare the shit out of you. And that's what I'm here to help you with. That's what I'm here. I'm disruption, inspiration, transformation. Whole point, whole mission, right there in 3 words. Wellness Lab Launchpad, go now. Share this episode with your friends, your family. If you got somebody who has a kid that's taking some stuff, get their parents over to the lab, get them in touch with me. Let's start to make a difference, guys. And I can't do this alone. My mission's too big. My mission's way too big to do on my own. I'm going to need your help. So Until we chat again, I love you. Thanks for listening today. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Take care of yourself. Let's get super healthy. Let's get super fit. And let's do it the right way, guys. Let's stop being manipulated. Let's stop being part of the runaway $4.5 trillion train. All right. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.